All right, so here we go. We on live. What's up? What's up? We're doing a reading for the consciousness collective, the collective consciousness, a reading for the collective, for you, the viewer. If you tuned in, you'll be a part of it. You know, shuffle these boys up real quick. I pre-shuffled them, but I like shuffling them on camera. How y'all doing? It is I, the Big Chief, doing a reading for the collective today. Hopefully everybody's in good spirits. If not, hopefully things will change. It's all that starts in your mind, because the consciousness is who you are. The consciousness is the awareness. You are the awareness. Let's see, what are we getting guided on for this reading? I was called to do this today. Do this reading. Knight of Cups. All right. Knight of Cups. Let's see what the Knight of Cups stand for all the way through. Knight of Cups, right here. So the Knight of Cups. See? Knight of Cups. Knight of Cups. Like I said, we're going to see what this reading is about. A break from responsibility soon arrives. Let others pamper you. Do something nice for yourself. Okay, so they say you need to let others pamper you. You guys, let me reread that again, man. Hold up. I start off with this deck first because it's gonna be a take more. Break from responsibility soon arrives. Let others pamper you. Do something nice for yourself. Okay, so you know, let others pamper you. Do something nice for yourself. I'm seeing now. So it's an adjustment for you. So I'm getting out of this reading that it may be an adjustment that you're making to let others pamper you. You might be one of the people that go without a lot of stuff. You know, you gotta let your ancestors know, let your spirit guides know. You gotta let the Most High God consciousness know. You know, some of the things that you want. I know that you guys probably really humble and you go without and stuff, and it's okay to let the creator of everything know that you would like to have more things than maybe what you have. You know, you ain't got to be materialistic to have some material possessions. At the end of the day, you're here having an experience of life as a human being, and human beings, they use materials. They take materials and build things and use materials to trade things with. And, you know, we know your heart is in the right place and you are about, you know, putting others' well-being before yourself. But at the same time, you got to remember to put yourself first at times. You gotta remember to look out for yourself as well. You gotta know it's okay to receive. You know what I mean? The universe wanna give you things. The most high God consciousness wanna give you things. You got things that is owed to you. You know what I mean? And having a closed hand sometimes leads to not being able to receive something in it because your hand's closed. Sometimes you need to open your hand up. And, reach out and connect consciously. And I'm the big chief here as ascended master, running the cars right now to help deliver the message. Because at the end of the day, we all being used in some way. If you vain, then you being used for greed and envy. You feel me? If you passive and you don't speak up for yourself, then you know what I mean. Then you gonna be dealing with being taken advantage of. So that's why you gotta make an adjustment to understand that some gifts are good gifts to receive. Everything that is being offered isn't coming with ill intentions. There's good people in this world. There's other good conscious beings, good people in this world. There's other good conscious beings besides the collective. All right. But at the end of the day, you got to be conscious of what you're doing and how you moving, because everybody isn't standing up for truth. That means they'll let a lie stick to you because they rather not be involved in something because they ain't just living and standing in all truths, And at the end of the day, all business ain't our business. Some business is just other people's business. So, like I said, it's an adjustment you're gonna have to make on understanding that receiving gifts, you can do that and still be humble as well. So, hey, ain't nothing wrong with receiving gifts. I love giving gifts to people, and I love receiving gifts, but I give more than I receive anyways, because that's how it is, man. You know what I mean? If you're a creator, you're going to create stuff. And if you create stuff, you usually create stuff to get it into the hands of someone else. You know what I mean? You might charge, you might trade, but but you're going to find yourself giving it away or sharing it or donating things, because when you create stuff, you're going to always be creating. And people that are real true creators, usually they're not selfish. But everybody's trying to make a living. That's why it's an adjustment that even though people are making sacrifices, accept the gifts that they offer, because some people work to be able to give. And that's indulgence. Okay, yeah, indulgence, it's a tricky thing, man, because when you got things coming in your favor, you know what I mean, it get to stacking up, and then you mess around and overindulge in some things, you know what I mean, and it can happen, just because you got food abundantly doesn't mean you have to eat all day. If you do look at history, they did have some people that was taught that they should always eat everything on their plate. Like, even if they full, finish the plate anyways. Wait, then you could end up overindulging because you're always trying to finish your plate. And you might be getting a little extra on your plate because they won't have to, you ain't got to overindulge in it. You know what I mean? You let them know, like, hey, thank you. Let them know what you appreciate about what you got. But you ain't got to overindulge or anything. All you got to do is let them know that you ain't being greedy. And if they don't mind, you can share instead of throwing things away. You know what I mean? And then that's how that's going. Let's see what else. So it said indulgence. You gotta be careful overindulging. Ooh, not too many. Keep going, keep going. What's the next card? What y'all got to come out with? We got indulgence and adjustment. You got to make an adjustment. Boom, let's see what this is. Enlightenment. All right, all right. So for the collective, you're having an enlightening moment. Yeah, it is enlightening. You understand that, you can still accept gifts and stuff and be humble, because at the end of the day, you got good coming your way from what you've been doing. You get what you give. Okay, collective. You've been moving consciously, and you've been helping in ways that you could help. You know what I mean? It's about the intentions and the actions, and your attention's been in the right direction on positive, and that's been matching with your actions. That's what's leading to the gifts coming. So I know it's an adjustment for you to be accepting these gifts because you humble, but you can get gifts and be humble, because at the end of the day, if you're a humble servant, you're going to get blessed anyways. That's how it goes. Just don't overindulge, because at the end of the day, you're enlightened to know that your decisions, you need to make them consciously. As many decisions as possible consciously, that's what you need to do. Once you do that at a certain level, then your subconscious, which means your reactions, will mess around and be decisions that reflect your conscious decisions, and that's how you'll be able to react accordingly to be able to handle situations and get through them, and it leads to ending up in a positive light through what you can call negative situations, because you've been moving consciously through your enlightenment. So, like I said, welcome to the Ascended Consciousness Connection with the Big Chief. I know it's a change, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I know it's a change, man, but it's a blessing. The enlightenment, you feel me? It's a blessing, even though it's a change, okay? At the end of the day, we always trying to connect with the Most High God consciousness, and we already knew we never had a word that could describe its greatness, okay? Consciousness just means the awareness, and what you call the Most High God can't be God until he's aware that he is. So at the end of the day, that's the Most High God consciousness, because you ain't you. Who is you? Who is you? You have to be conscious to even know. So you have to be conscious to even know. So when you're conscious enough to know what you is, then you start being conscious enough to know what you can do, or at least know what you're doing or know who you is. But at the end of the day, you can't do neither without the consciousness, because the consciousness is the knowing. The great I am is the consciousness. That's wisdom. So the great I am is the consciousness. That's wisdom. So, I just want to get on here and do a quick little live right here. Let's close out this message with the last bottom of the deck. Let's see what it is. Meditation. Bam. So we're going to close out on that right there. With y'all knowing that, go ahead and get you a meditation in, man. You got to do that, man. Do that like once a day, man. Go ahead and throw on some meditation frequencies. You feel me? And go ahead and sit in peace with your eyes closed. Inhale. Hold for 3 seconds. Pause. Exhale. Inhale. And you just do that. Do that for like 15 minutes, man. With your meditation music in the background. You ain't even gotta, don't even think about nothing. Just breathe. Just breathe. If the thoughts come, let them go. Just do that for like 15 minutes. 15 minutes to 30 minutes. Meditate on that. After you do that for 15 minutes or 30 minutes, either or, letting thoughts come and go, not holding on to none. Wait like 30 minutes and then meditate again. And then the thoughts that come with that, you can let them marinate for the next 15 minutes. Just let them be. See what thoughts come on top of the thoughts. And do that for 15 minutes. And then in your meditation. And feel free to come back to this video and leave a comment. Let me know what conscious ideas that are positive that can help you, that you gain from your 2 meditations, since that's what we closed out with. But I'm gonna definitely be back on live. You know what I'm saying? This is Twitch. I'm gonna get right back on Twitch, so I'm gonna get off this live because I ain't got no saved lives on Twitch, so I'm gonna get off this live on Twitch and see if it saved it. Be like, boom, mission accomplished. And then this one is my TikTok. I'm gonna get off this live. You feel me? And then I'm gonna get back on my Twitch live so I can start working on my I'm gonna get on my Twitch live again at WCPBLPD. I'm gonna be on Twitch. That's what I'm on right now, as well as on my TikTok. But I'm gonna get back on Twitch within about 30 minutes. I'm gonna get back on Twitch, and then that's when I'm gonna start doing my ascended consciousness video on I got it on my soul, man, my spirit and my consciousness, man. I gotta do it. I'm making a video on the black man who was a slave in America that invented the cotton gin. Because they said that the cotton gin is the reason why they didn't need slaves anymore. But it was a slave who was a colored man or a melanated man or a black man or a Negro or, you know, the other word they call them, the slave that ain't supposed to know the alphabet, ain't supposed to be able to read and write, ain't supposed to be having no shop. But somehow he invented the cotton gin. So I'm about to do a video on that. Okay? And that's what I'll be on live on my Twitch doing the video. While I'm on live on Twitch, I'm going to be making a video using my phone on live so it can be seen that I'm doing it on live. And then I'm going to upload that video to all my content. You know what I mean? And then that's when I'll get back on live for TikTok later on. So I don't know how long this is going to take, but yeah, we at it today. So it's like I said, it's still Black History Month, you feel me? And they had Valentine's Day in this month, so it's supposed to be a month of love. So, you know, I love my ancestors. So, you know, conscious beings on the positive side of life, that's what I'm here to connect with. You know what I'm saying? And if you ain't conscious, hopefully you get enlightened by running across one of my videos, or just hopefully you get enlightened by running across one of my videos, or maybe one of these other people that are spiritual, BLPD, Word Chief LB, Leo Panther Dread, who is spiritually conscious, because the consciousness is who I am. Here to help guide you, or connect with you, or rise with you on this ascended consciousness connection. And the big chief has spoken. Ooh, what? And I'm 40 years old. Ah, shit.